A World Cup final is defined by extreme pressure. When Argentina and Spain stepped onto the pitch to decide the tournament, the stakes dictated that every single mistake could be fatal. But the first 90 minutes of this match produced a bizarre statistical anomaly. This data visualization shows Spain operating a relentless, suffocating attack, racking up 20 total shots. On the other side of the ledger, Argentina managed absolutely 0 shots on target during regular time, not a single effort that threatened the Spanish goal. A barrage that severe usually ends a game early. The only reason Argentina survived the initial onslaught was the man standing between their posts, Emiliano Martinez. Martinez delivered an absolute masterclass. He tracked incoming threats, commanded his box, and executed 11 crucial saves to single-handedly drag his team to the halftime whistle with a clean sheet. Normally, a superhuman performance from a goalkeeper breeds confidence across the squad. Instead, absorbing that level of uninterrupted pressure pushed Martinez toward a psychological breaking point. We know exactly how that frustration boiled over because a chaotic video from inside the Argentine dressing room leaked onto social media immediately after the match. The footage shows the goalkeeper in a state of raw, explosive anger. He is actively screaming at his teammates, completely shattering the usual polished image of a unified national squad. He points to their hyper-defensive first half and explicitly labels his own defenders cowards. He demands they stop passing the ball backward and start playing forward with their hearts. Players yell at each other in locker rooms all the time, but the sheer venom in this exchange points to a deeper issue. Why was the team's savior forced to turn against his own squad in the middle of the biggest game of their lives? Manager Lionel Scaloni designed this final around an ultra-defensive blueprint. Looking at this tactical pitch map, we can see the mechanics of Scaloni's bunker strategy. Argentina's players are compressed deep into their own defensive third. They are instructed to absorb pressure, meaning they almost never cross into Spain's penalty box. Notice the immediate consequence of dropping the defensive block this deep. A massive geographic gap opens up between the midfield and the lone attackers up top. The forwards are completely isolated and starved of the ball. A paralyzing tactical instruction invited Spain to press without fear of retaliation, effectively erasing Argentina's ability to counter. To understand why Martinez was so enraged, we have to look at how Argentina reached this final in the first place, specifically their semifinal victory over England. This tactical diagram from that semifinal shows a completely different approach. Notice the quick, aggressive passing vectors flowing down the right flank, deliberately bypassing the opponent's crowded midfield. The entire goal of these rapid transitions was to shift the defense and isolate Lionel Messi in dangerous areas at the edge of the final third. Rewatching the halftime footage with this context reveals the logic behind the goalkeeper's rage. Martinez was delivering an urgent, real-time tactical diagnosis. Amid the yelling, he pleads with his squad using a very specific instruction. Just 3 passes and we find Messi. Let's play forward. Martinez recognized what was happening on the pitch. Scaloni's structure was neutralizing their own greatest offensive weapon, and the goalkeeper was begging his team to revert to the aggressive system that actually worked. The problem with absorbing pressure indefinitely is that it carries a heavy physical and mental tax. As the final dragged past the 90-minute mark and into extra time, the Argentine defense began to physically exhaust itself. The fatal breaking point finally arrived in the 106th minute. Ferran Torres found a seam in the tired backline and unleashed a strike that Martinez could not parry, putting Spain ahead 1-0. Argentina did manage a slight improvement in their possession after the break, but their overall posture remained entirely reactive. They were stationed too far down the pitch to mount a sudden, cohesive counterattack. Torres' goal validated Martinez's halftime warnings. The defensive dam collapsed under the agonizing weight of its own passivity. The final statistics of the match reveal a bitter irony regarding Argentina's captain. Lionel Messi finally registered his very first shot on target, but only after the team had gone a goal down. He was forced into the exact desperate trailing scenario that Martinez had spent halftime screaming to prevent. In the aftermath of the defeat, Messi took to social media to summarize the collective heartbreak, admitting that the pain is deep and the wound will take a long time to heal. Emiliano Martinez's screams in the dressing room were the ignored alarm bells of a flawed system. They stand as a harsh reminder that on football's biggest stage, playing it entirely safe is often the most dangerous strategy of all.